What's up, everybody? Oh my goodness, it is Friday night, and I literally sat down. Literally just got home. I was working late, and calls came in when I wasn't supposed to get calls, and everything. It was a clusterfuck. Wow. First minute of the show, and I'm already dropping F-bombs. Woo! But I'm home. I haven't even gotten a buzz yet. My wife was nice enough to make me a drink. And so I could run up here and start the intro and get everything going. So, what's up, Audra? Hello, Bob. How you doing? I see people joining in. That's great. John Kennedy, a shot for every late minute. Oh my goodness. Oh, how late was I? I think I was like 6 minutes late. Whoo! Hey, Greg O'Brien, what's up? Good to see you. Whew. All right, JD. Who needs dinner when you have rum? Exactly. Diane, what's up? Yes, I haven't had dinner because I usually get home. I usually leave work around 7. I get home at 7:30, and that gives me or 7:30, 8 o'clock, like between there, and it gives. Oh my goodness, work is already trying to. See, they're still bothering me. What was I saying? Oh, I usually get home and I have like an hour where I can like unwind. I can have dinner. I can spend time with my wife and just chit chat for a little bit, and then get on here and get crazy. Whew. But I like ran from the car, ran down the street, and ran in here and literally upstairs and sat down so I could start the show on time. Because with this, like when you schedule a show, you have Facebook has their policy where if you schedule a show, if you don't start within 10 minutes, they cancel it. And I'd have to redo everything, which would suck balls. What's up, Tommy? How you doing? Happy Friday, everyone. So, let's start the official opening of the bar. Let's that is strong. My wife makes a mean drink. Alrighty. Woo! Oh, hey, CP. Nice to see you. All right. So let's go through the rules. Let's see. Let me get the rule banner up here. The rules up here and go through them. All right. So as always, we go through the rules at the beginning of the show. I'm so flustered. I can't even figure out what I'm doing here. All right. So rule number 1 is you are welcome to ask any paranormal related questions that you want to. It's all good. And I'll give you my skeptical opinion. That's basically what the show is. Well, part of what the show is. Number 2. We'll add 1. There we go. 2. Rule number 2 is that I don't know everything. And that should be apparent. You guys know this. I don't know everything, but the great thing about this show is another part is that we get to learn things together. I don't know why I keep doing this to the camera. We get to learn things together because I'll look it up during the show. Rule number 3 is listen to Patrick Swayze and be nice. That's it. Don't be a dick. I have a feeling somebody might be joining us tonight. If you paid attention to my Facebook page, if you're on my personal page, you know that someone has I've gained a new stalker / troll. So they might be making an appearance tonight. And if they do, we will probably have our second person being booted tonight. And I can go into that story later if you guys want to. It's up to you guys. All right. So rule number 4 is if you have a question for me tonight, please put a Q, the letter Q in front of it. And that way it helps me go through all the conversations that are going on in the chat room, and it lets me get to your question so I can get to hopefully all of them. And if I don't, then I'll write it down and I'll address it later. And number 5 is my favorite part, drink up. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to be fucked up by the end of the show. Woo, that's good. All right, let's get this out of the way. Let's put my regular banner back up. There we go. Okay. So, there was something I wanted to do. Hey, Jocelyn, how you doing? Coral, what's up? I love seeing so many people in. We have so many people tonight. We have 22 people. This is usually this is a lot higher than what we usually have in the beginning, which is great. I hope you guys stick around. I hope it's worth it. Oh, Joe Downey. Yes, Leia is looking quite nice. She always does, because not only is she beautiful, but she's a badass. I love it. All right, so let's see. Aldra says, "Oh, can't we play with the troll?" Oh, I was thinking about that on the way here, and we might as well just jump into this. So there's this person that has become obsessed with me the last couple days, and it's kind of hard to do because I don't like just going after people just for the sheer sake of it. If they do something wrong or if they're exploiting somebody, then yes, I'm all for ripping them a new one. Because I think that's bullshit. But this person is just, I think there's other issues involved. I'm not a professional, so I can't really get into that part of it. Like psychologically, I can't get into it, but I do think there's some issues in there, and so I don't like just going after somebody. But on that note, and let me drink some more. So the story starts with this gentleman. The story starts a couple weeks ago. There was an article that was written by, let me see if I can pull it up, because it wasn't written by me. And that's the big thing. Like, I had nothing to do with this bullshit. So there was an article. Let me, oh my goodness, everything is going slow on to me tonight. I can't pull up. There we go. All right. So let me get this article. Let me get this article, and I'll tell you. I'll actually share it in the chat room so you can read it and so you understand what's going on here. So there's the link, copying the link, and an article was written by a Corinne Pirtle. I think that's I'm horrible with names, so I hope that's right. And I'm going to put the link in the chat room here. So there it goes. It went out. Good. So this article kind of followed the CFIIG, which is the Center for Inquiry Investigations Group, and that's based in California. They had a $250,000 prize. Hell, I'll just share the screen so you can see what I'm looking at, because I have the technology. What? There we go. So this is that's some big eyes there. So it's about inside the group offering $250,000 proof of superpowers, and that's basically what the challenge is. It's $250,000 for someone that can prove under scientific conditions that they can do some kind of superpower, or they have some kind of oh, thank you. Yeah. Gee. They have some kind of superpowers or ability or something like that. And so many people have tried. And you can actually look on the, the CFIIG website, and you can look at some of the videos they have as they go through the whole test. And it's very involved. It's not like just kind of like a sham inquiry, or it's not like, I don't even know what the words I'm looking for. I'm too sober to do this. It's not a basic thing. It's not amateurish. It's a very professional. They bring in scientists, they bring in psychologists, a psychiatrist. They bring in professionals from all kinds of fields, and they really do their homework because it's $250,000 on the line. So they have to make sure something's going on here. And basically, you fill out an application, you submit it, and they go back and forth with you and say, hey, these are protocols that we have for a test. And both parties, the person claiming the ability and the person or the people testing it, have to agree on the protocols. Once they agree on them, then the test moves on to a preliminary test where you do a demonstration of your power. And everything's at the expense of the claimant. So if you're the one claiming the superpower, you have to pay for your bus ticket or airfare to get out to their offices and do the test, which is only fair, because why should I put out the money, for you to prove to me? Especially if you're going to win $250,000. That's a lot of money. JD, I'll get to your question in a minute. But so where was I? I need a drink. So this gentleman we'll call him Gary. Gary applied for this test, and they went back and forth. They agreed on the protocols. Gary agreed on these protocols for this testing, and his testing involved him. If you read the article, it goes down talking about how he's getting voices over his track phone. He has like this little track phone, and he uses the audio recorder to record voices. He's basically doing EVP sessions, and he claims that he's talking to some kind of alien beings. Yeah. So he applied, and they worked out a date, and something happened where there was a family emergency on Gary's end. So 2 days after this emergency, Gary responded and asked to reschedule the test, which they did. But then the day of the test, Gary never showed up. Nowhere. And this article reflects that. Now, I found out later that Gary had a fire in his home, and it didn't burn down his house completely, but they weren't allowed to live in the house for a couple months. And he kind of uses that as an excuse why he didn't reschedule the test, or he didn't show up for the test. And don't get me wrong, I'm not making this like a mean thing where it's like, oh, he had a fire, fuck him, it's his fault anyway. I'm not saying that. Having a fire in your house is tragic and it's horrible, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone, even people I don't like. But the fact remains that even after the fire occurred, a couple days after, he was still rescheduling this test. So I would think he would want to show up, especially if he was confident enough that he was going to win $250,000. That would be a lot, considering you just, had a fire in your house. That would help out a lot. So it didn't happen. And later down the line, this article came out, and Gary got pissed off because it makes him look bad. And then he started saying, well, I had a fire. This is the problem. And nobody reported on this. So when he said that, I was curious. And then he put up information saying, if you don't believe me, you can check. Here's the fire department. Here's the insurance company. Here's this and here's that. And all that stuff. All this information and contact information. And I think you guys probably saw it. I posted on Facebook a while about something about if you're going to post references for me to check, and then you get mad at me for checking them, it's on you, because that's what I did. I called all of these numbers. I called the fire department, the police department. I called the insurance companies. I called the charity organizations that he said helped them. And I didn't get any responses except for the insurance company that said, I can't tell you anything happening because it's a client. I can't tell you. I said, all right, cool. I did find out, I did confirm that he had a fire. So I was actually trying to help him. And I reached out to Gary and said, hey, even though you didn't take the test, I'd still like to go and help. I'd like to see what you have. Show me what you have. Show me the EVPs. Let me listen to them. And, we can go from there. And he was in agreement. He thought it was great. And I also made sure that he understood, like, if I didn't think these were good, I don't want you to get mad. I want you to understand that I might not think these are what you think they are. You think these are aliens talking to you. I might not agree with that. I might find some other reasons or explanations for this. And he was cool with it. And then I guess I'm speculating here. This is a speculation, because all of a sudden he sent me a message saying that I wasn't trustworthy, and he's not meeting me, and he's not talking to me anymore, and he blocked me. And I'm kind of thinking that the insurance company guy called him, because I may have mentioned to the insurance guy that, hey, Gary's putting your name and number out there for everyone to call you. So you might want to say something to him. And I think he did. So that set it off. So Gary's been writing very, very long conspiracy theory style posts on the CFIIG Facebook page. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, he started on me out of nowhere. And I tried to help him, but now I'm getting these troll things. Like, he's commenting here's the thing. He's using fake accounts, but he's pretty much copying and pasting his rants. So it's the same wording, same style, same mistakes, same grammar mistakes, same spelling mistakes. So it's kind of like, it's obvious that it's him, but he's posting links and calling calling me a racist, and that I work with a racist white bread or white supremacy company. And I mean, it's going crazy. It's really, really bad. And he even I posted a picture earlier. He went on YouTube, and again, the same paragraph with the same grammar and stuff like that. He used the profile picture of a black woman, and made all these racist comments on one of my videos, and then deleted it. So it's funny because I guess he thinks if he puts it up, I see it, and then he deletes it, and I don't have proof. But I screen cap everything, so I got it, bitch. Don't think I don't. But yeah, I already called. I filed a report with the local police about harassment, cyber harassment. So that's in the works, because it's getting a little out of hand, and I'm getting pretty pissed off, Gary. So shit's going to get real pretty soon, and I don't want it to be, because again, I tried to help him. All right, I'm going to get this. I'm not even going through this this article. I don't know why I had it up on screen the whole time, but the article was, I put it in there in the chat room so you can read it if you want to. I think the part that he's really pissed off about was that it sounded like he just bailed on the test, which honestly, I mean, he kind of did. Instead of just calling the organization and the guy in charge, Jim, and just saying, hey, that family emergency was more than I thought it was. Can we postpone it a little bit more? Jim's a nice guy. He would have said, okay, we're accommodating you. But because Gary was the one that rescheduled everything, there's a lot of there was a lot of planning going into this. And again, it's not an amateur planning. It's not an amateur testing. It's a very professionally based planning and testing going on. So they had dozens and dozens of people coming in on a weekend, volunteering their time to set up for this test. So it's not just something where it's like, I'm just sitting here online going, okay, show me what you got. No, it was about 24 people that gave up their Saturday to come out and do this. So, I can understand them getting pissed off, because that's a lot of wasted time and energy. Drink. I said it. So yeah, I can understand it, but his hostility towards me, I don't understand. I don't think it's warranted. And, I mean, I did check up on him. That's what you do. If you claim something happened and you give out numbers and names and say, contact these people, that's what we do. We're investigators. That's what we do. What would you guys do? What would you guys do in the same situation? Would you check up on it to make sure? Because you have to make sure it's true. At least that's what I think. All right, let me get to some questions. And again, tonight is open mic night. I don't think I said that yet. I just wanted to go into my rant a little bit, because it's been bothering me all day, and I had a shitty day anyway, so I wanted to get that off my chest. So you could all see my awesome t-shirt that says, I'm the token skeptic. There you go. There you go. All right. All right. So let me see. I know there was a question. So I think JD had the first question here. All right. Do you know why the JREF stopped the $1 Million Challenge? So as far as I know, the $1 Million Challenge was stopped because it just went on so long and there was nothing going on. They entertained a lot of applicants over the years. They did a lot of testing. And again, their testing was just as in depth, very, very in depth. There's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of planning involved. There's equipment sometimes that are involved. Where I know one of the tests that the CFIIG did, or at the time they were the IIG, where they had to get I think they got a mammogram machine or something to look in, because they had to check for kidneys. Because there was a test where somebody said that they could tell if somebody had a kidney removed and on what side. They could actually see it. So they had to get the machine, and I'm drawing a total blank, but they had to get the machine in order to get the volunteers that were going to sit down and be tested with this psychic, they had to check all the volunteers to see if they had kidneys or didn't have kidneys, and then categorize that. So very expensive. There's a lot of money that's put out on this. So I think over the years, it just the applicants kind of dwindled. You got real silly ones because, again, it was like they had a preliminary test where you had to pass the preliminary test, and that was to demonstrate what you could do so that all the people, scientists and magicians, could see the performance and see, okay, we don't know what's going on or we want to study it, and everything was videotaped. So you could look at it and study it and make sure people weren't tricking you or tricking themselves, because that's a big thing. I think that's most of the people actually trick themselves. They think they have a power and they don't realize that they're deceiving themselves. So I think after a while, it was just like, this ain't going nowhere. It's been so many years. Because I remember when Randy started it, and I think it was $10,000 of his own money that he had put up, and that's how it started. And you can read about that in his book Flim Flam, because I think he was testing dowsers. Like I think he was over in the UK, and he was testing like the 10 top dowsers in the country there. And that was the $10,000 prize at the time. That was his big prize. So I think it was just nobody was winning. No one was even getting close, and nobody was trying for it anymore because it was just too hard for the claimants. And again, they had the same rule. Both parties had to agree on the protocols. So it's not like the person saying, I can do this magic power, walked up and said, all right, I want to demonstrate it. And they said, well, you have to do all this. And if you don't agree, you don't get tested. I don't know why I'm doing hand puppets here, but it wasn't like that. It was, they talked about it. They agreed upon the protocols. They both signed the protocols and agreed to the test. And then once the test happened, the person failed and then made up an excuse to justify why they failed. And then they didn't win. So that's my opinion. I don't know exactly if that's the reason, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. All right. So let's see. Talking about shirts and stuff. Wow. Kenny's, I love this. Kenny Superpower is shooting down bullshit. That's right. I have a t-shirt. I have another t-shirt that says my superpower is solving mysteries, because that's what I do. All right. JD has another question. Do you know if those posts are still up on CFI or have they been deleted? I don't know. I think they're not on CFI. They're actually on Jim's personal page. So I don't know if he wants me to give it out, but James Underdown. Go see him. Go see his page. I'll put him in the chat here. There you go. So that should be popping up. Wait, there it goes. So it should be popping up in the chat now. And you can go, if you scroll down to February 24th, it's there along with some of my comments. But unfortunately, Gary has blocked me, so I cannot see his comments anymore, which is okay, because it was a lot. You like sat there and read for like 5 minutes straight on one post. That's way too much, even for me. So he's not even a good troll. I really tried. I really tried to help him, and he kind of shit on me. So yeah, I know. Me a racist. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. Because it wasn't like, he's an old white guy. So I don't know why an old white guy is telling another old white guy like this kind of bullshit. I don't get it. I really wanted to listen. I was all like, you can ask my wife, she's in the chat room, but I was all gung ho. I was ready to go up there. I was going to drive up and talk to him and sit down with him, meet at like a neutral place so he could feel comfortable, and just say, hey, let me listen. Let me listen to what you got, and I'll tell you my honest opinion. That's it. But nope. That's what happens when you check up on people that want to be checked up on. but then decide that they don't want to be checked up on. Become an asshole. All right, going through some of these, I think I saw another question. Feel free to put any questions up. We can change the topic. We don't have to keep talking about this. This is cool. Oh, here we go. Oh, JD. What's the ugliest confrontation you've had with somebody regarding the paranormal? Ugliest. Let's see. I think, the first one that comes to mind with this is I was at a UFO conference with my wife. We were both there, and I had a table set up. I knew the organizers; they were real nice people. We got along great. I helped them with like some of their evidence, their videos and photos. So they let me set up a table, and I had a table up, and it was simple. It was real simple. It had a couple devices up. It had my, where is it? Oh, hold on. I'll show you. So it had this, my dowsing rod rig, which is a nifty little thing. It was made by Mitch Silverstein, a friend of mine, and it basically is 2 acrylic blocks with a bubble level on the bottom. Really cool. I love it. It's got a tripod mount, and you put your rods in here. So the sleeves are actually they're anchored in there. So you got your lock screws in the back, and they're in there solid. So they're locked in. And then you put the dowsing rods in the top of the holes here, in the sleeves. And now you can't manipulate them. You can't go back and forth. It's a real interesting tool. I love this. I've had this for years. I keep this out. And if people that claim that they can do divining rods or dowsing rods or whatever, they're welcome to try it. And I have a sign. I have a big sign. It's an 8x10 or 8.5 by 11 sign that explains what it is, how it was developed, and that it's a tool. It specifically says this does not prove that dowsing rods do not work. It is simply a tool to see what happens. So there was a few people that came up, and they liked it. They liked it a lot. They thought it was really cool. And one of the guys walked away, and he comes back, and he brings this older woman with him. And the older woman happens to be like the president of a dowsing society of like Baltimore or something like that. I forget what place it was, but she was the president. And she came around the corner, looked at this thing, started screaming at me. And my wife had taken a picture, and if I find that picture, I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the I Am Kenny Biddle Facebook page. But she's screaming at me, saying, "How dare you say it doesn't work? How dare you say this?" And I'm trying to talk to her, saying, "This is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, it's a tool, so use it. See what happens." And she's still screaming at me, and she's finally like, "How dare you? This is bullshit." I'm like, "Look, you know what?" Because I was starting to get angry. There's only so much yelling at me I can take. And I was like, you know what? If you want to prove me wrong, by all means, pick it up, make them cross, make them spike, make them move around, impress me. Here you go, 5 minutes, wow me. And she picked them up like this, and she's standing in the middle. Now there's a crowd because it's a conference room. It's a big conference room, and everybody's watching now. And she's like, "Okay." And she's holding them. She's like, "Okay, show me yes. Show me yes." They don't move. "Show me yes." They don't move. She takes them and goes, wham! Slams them on the table. Screams at me. I'm pretty sure I remember her saying, "Fuck this," or "Fuck you," something like that. And then runs away. That was probably the ugliest like confrontation I've had with somebody. And it was kind of funny because the guy that went and got her, he came up and apologized. He's like, "I had no idea this was going to happen. I'm so sorry. I just wanted her to come over and look at them and try to show you like it worked, but I didn't expect this. So that was probably the ugliest thing. Besides my confrontation with David Roundtree. And that was just that's a different story. But anyway, so I hope that answered your question. Let's see. Let me keep going. Let me take a drink because I am well behind on my buzz. Oh God, Donna, this is strong. Oh my goodness. You should make my drink every week. All right. So, Audra's got a question. Here we go. Can you tell us more about the historic Hoover House? Well, the historic Hoover House is a place that's in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. It is about 22 miles or so. It's about a half hour to 40 minutes outside of Gettysburg, about like west and a tiny bit south. But it's right outside of Gettysburg. We just stayed there. My wife and I stayed there last weekend. It is a wonderful place. It is owned in part by Pam and Steve Barry, good friends of ours. And we talked to them. They invited us to come out for the weekend. They wanted us to come out, and we came out and we stayed over and we had some fun. It's been a while since we've been able to hang out with people. And mostly because the people that were involved were, or we kept social distance, but most of us were vaccinated. So we were good. And I got to take part in some table tipping, which was always fun. What I'll say on that is that I still do not believe it works. I still didn't see any reason to believe that it works. It was fun. It was fun participating. And I enjoyed some other things because it's supposed to be haunted. So we walked around and the place is beautiful. So if you have a chance to go out there, if you're looking for a weekend, this is totally a free plug. But if you're looking for a weekend getaway with your significant other or just friends, definitely check out the historic Hoover House. I think on Facebook it's called Historic 1912 Hoover House. Check it out. And another free plug, if you go to our YouTube channel, K&D Adventures, that was our latest video that we put up. And you'll actually get the whole tour of the place. So there you go. Look, Donna's getting the plugs in. There you go. Way to market, girl. John Kennedy, your question is, can you do a dedicated show of all of your paranormal toys? I'm really interested. Paranormal toys. What do you mean? Do you mean like equipment or the haunted stuff? The haunted stuff. Let me do both haunted stuff that I have. And stuff. I have started doing a TikTok series. I just started. I have 2 videos up. It's Kenny's Mystery Museum. If you look that up, do me a favor, subscribe, follow, and I'm trying to do little videos where I show you the object, give you a little background, and then tell you what I did to maybe test it. And it's very difficult to do within a minute because that's the longest you can do a video on TikTok. So I'm trying to get used to the format. Plus, I'm also trying to get my basement into a more of a museum ready condition. So I only have part of the basement, and I'm trying to clean it up and rearrange furniture so that I can display stuff, and that way I can actually walk around and do some videos and stuff. So I'm working on it. But clarify for me, John, what you mean by paranormal toys, and I'll get back to your question. So let's see. John Michael, besides the Dybbuk box, I mean like this one here, are Dybbuk boxes even real? Not as in they actually have demons or whatever in them, but are they even a concept in Judaism? My questions are too long. No, you're fine. They're not too long. Please. I've seen JD put questions that come up like to here. So don't worry, you're still good. So Dybbuk boxes are not real. No, absolutely not. And I'm actually currently working on a video where I'm going to get into more of the history of it. And I mean, there's no reason to really keep it a secret, but I did talk to a rabbi I actually had a Rabbi Sid he's a local rabbi, very nice person. He came on, he did an interview with me, and I was able to record it, which will be included in the standalone video that'll come out later. But we went over it, and a dybbuk, just a dybbuk, is part of Jewish folklore. That's actually part of Jewish folklore, and it's a spirit that attaches itself to another soul, and like another person, and kind of works through them and doesn't want to move on. There's more to it than that, but that's the basic idea, and I don't want to get into too much detail because if I fuck it up, I'm going to feel bad. But so a dybbuk is a real thing according to Jewish folklore. So it's a real folklore thing. Dybbuk boxes, no, they are not real. They are a completely fabricated thing. And they were fabricated by Kevin Mannis, who was the original storyteller on this. So in 2003, there was an eBay auction where Kevin Mannis put this box on eBay, and the description was a full story. And if you want to look, like, I'll look it up now, and I'll post the article that I did in. Let's see, why are not my links? I hate when my links don't come up. You know, like Google's supposed to have those. It puts up like my most used links, and it doesn't. Tonight, it's not doing it. So, where was I? So, all right, Kevin Mannis, he put this eBay auction up, and he created the story in 2003. And then the story went for, like, it was sold to a college student. The college student had some issues, and then sold it to a Jason Haxton, which was I think he was the curator for the college museum or something like that. Don't quote me on that. Jason Haxton wrote a book. Do I have it? Where do I? Oh, it's downstairs. He wrote a book, and then the movie The Possession was based on the book and the story. And I think Kevin Mannis was jealous that all this attention came to it, and it wasn't all on him. And then in 2011 or something, Kevin Mannis posted on Facebook, and I'll show you guys. Let me post the link first. So here's the link coming. This is my article on Skeptical Inquirer. You can read about the history. This is everything that I learned about the dybbuk box and the legend and getting into it. But let me see. Bringing up. So it was a Facebook post that Kevin Mannis replied to, and it was a Facebook group called Haunt Me, and I think ME was, what's that, Maine? I think that state of Maine. So I think it's a TV show that was doing, like, they do this series. I don't know if it's on YouTube or if it's on like Amazon or something like that. I'm not sure, but they did an episode where I think they bought a dybbuk box off of eBay, and it's one of these like cigar box ones that you see covered in wax, and they open it up and all kinds of weird things happen. So I guess Kevin Mannis saw this and was like, you know, what the fuck? This is not my, this is not a real one. Oh, wait, did I find it? I think I found it. There it is. So, all right. So I'm going to take your comment off. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show you. This is the actual comment from Kevin Mannis. Let me see if I can blow that up for you, just so you can see it a little bit better, especially if you're looking at it on your phone. Oh, damn. That's big. All right. So there's Kevin Mannis. That's him. And he says, I have to call bullshit on the episode Haunt Me did at Mexico High School with a supposed dybbuk box. The setup and definition of a dybbuk box was entirely false and erroneous. And the claim that the box being, I think this is used, had a so-called fifth level, blah, 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 blah. And he goes right here. I am uniquely qualified to make these claims as I am the original creator of the story of the dybbuk box, which appeared as one of my eBay posts back in 2003. The idea that dybbuk boxes have some kind of history prior to my story And the idea that a Dybbuk box could contain anything other than a Dybbuk, along with any deviation to the type of context I created to be found inside of a Dybbuk box, is laughable at best. And then he goes on, he wants to say, how about this? If you find anywhere in history prior to my eBay post a reference to a Dybbuk box, I'll pay you $100,000 and tattoo your name on my forehead. So I don't really know what other evidence you need that this is a hoax, but there it is. Like, that's it. The man that came up with the story admitted he made it up. Like, it's his story. That's it. And that's what he does. He's a storyteller. He's a songwriter. He has a page where he writes poems and stuff. And if you saw him appear on Ghost Adventures, there was like this Ghost Adventures special where they had the people involved with the Dybbuk box there, and they were like, we're going to open it, and they put it in the basement, and Kevin Mannis went down to the basement and opened it up and then started talking in this weird voice. He's actually reciting a poem that he wrote years before and recorded years before in the same accent that he used on the show. So, hoax? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. I mean, that's no question about it. So no, Dybbuk boxes are not real. All the ones you see on eBay, all the ones you see on YouTube channels where they're like, oh my God, we bought this on eBay. Oh, and we're going to open it up and see what happens. All of them are fake. I have 4 of them, not including this one. Like this is actually what the Dybbuk box is. It's a 1950s minibar. Pay no attention to that. That's exactly what it is. And if you haven't seen me open it up, I'll open it up again. Because it's really fascinating to me. This is all the glassware except for this one is original. So everything in here is original to the minibar, which was, it was late 1950s. So it came with these awesome bottles. And by the way, they're all filled with rum except for the vodka one, which is actually filled with vodka. But all this, the shot glasses are original. The highball glasses are original, and that's it. It's not a wine cabinet. Never was a wine cabinet. You can't fit a bottle of wine in this. It's too small. And I'll show you something else. This is actually fascinating. Hopefully, this is the original patent for it. Let's see. Oh shit, there it is. And I'll show you. This is really fascinating too. Here is the diagram for it, for the original patent. So definitely, absolutely a fake. But I can say that one of my prized possessions, let's see, is this letter from Shen and Sylvia. I like showing this off, that this box is wicked haunted. Shen and Sylvia. She's a friend of mine, so she did that for me. Very cool. But yes, I think that answers your question. I have enough evidence that shows like the Dybbuk box is nothing more than a wine or a minibar. That's it. And then a money-making hoax for other people on eBay. Woo, this is good. I love this. This has been a fun show so far. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with comments now. I know I'm behind. Dowsing Society president. I thought I did have life. Everyone has a hobby. It's cool. It's cool. I think, I'm in clubs. I used to be like in high school. I was in the adventure club. I was in D&D club. Played D&D after school. That's what I did for a hobby. So we all have our weird hobbies. Let's see. Coral. I have a guilty pleasure. When I say your name, I always feel like, what's his name? On The Walking Dead with his son, Carl. Coral. Coral. I always feel like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that's mean. But Corals has a question, and she says, have you ever thought of selling a version of your Frank plank? That would be so fun to give as gifts. I have not, because it was a prototype. It still is a prototype. I have it. I don't know where it is. I don't think I have it. No, it's not accessible. Because again, it was part of the museum that I had set up, and when I got kicked out of the museum, everything was kind of like really quickly packed up, actually thrown into boxes and gotten out of there. I still have it though. I think it's actually on the other side, but it's buried. And for those of you who don't know, the Frank plank is something that I developed with the help of Mitch Silverstein, who helped me with the dowsing, or actually built the dowsing rod rig. So the Frank plank it's a planchette like this, which I got at the Moon Raven shop in York, PA. Really cool. I love it. It's an incense holder. But the Frank plank, come on, there you go. It's two halves. So it's basically a planchette like this with a bottom half and a top half, and they are separated by ball bearings. And then there's a screw that goes in the middle that holds the two halves together. So if your fingers are on top and somebody pushes it, if they go to move it, the top will actually move before the bottom, and it moves about like 3/4 to a whole inch, which is significant, and it tells you right away that somebody is pushing it. It's not a spirit, it's the person on top. But the idea is that if it's a spirit, if you're working a Ouija board, because that's what it's for, a Ouija board, if you're working a Ouija board and the spirit or ghost or whatever is going to move the planchette, then the bottom would actually move first. And actually it would move out from your fingers, and then you would follow. So that would be a good indication. I think it's a really good test. It's not my original idea. I actually borrowed it from an idea that Michael Faraday had, that involved table tipping. He did the same thing with table tipping. He had a table, and then he had a false top on it, which was separated from the actual table by ball bearings. And if somebody pushed to try to make the table tip, the top table would move before the bottom. And really good concept, and I thought it was a good idea, and so I made one. And it's worked. It's worked beautifully. I've used it a few times, but most people are either too afraid of a Ouija board or talking board or spirit board, whatever you want to call it, to play with it, or they realize, I think a few of them, and this is just my personal observation, I think a few of them had looked at it and gone, oh fuck, I can't do that. Nope, not going to be able to do it. And they decline. So I get it. All right. So good question though. Thank you. If I ever decide to sell them, it would be difficult. That took me a little bit. I'd have to figure out a process to make them. But if I ever do, just remind me, Coral, and you'll get the first one that I make, besides the one that I have now. All right. Let's see. Carol says, now tell the under tree. Under tree? You mean round tree story? Round tree story. That's a long story. That's way too long. The short version, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. So basically, this guy was very popular in the early 2000s, I think, and maybe in the teens. I forget. It's been a while, but he's very popular. He was making the rounds on the conference circuit. So he would go around and he would give lectures, and he claimed to be a PhD in physics. So he had a quantum mechanics. I think that's what it was. He claimed to have a PhD in quantum mechanics, and that he was this war veteran where he was in Vietnam, and he had these medals. He had 2 silver stars and a bronze, or 2 bronze stars and a silver star. The details are a little fuzzy. It's been a while. And then he also was a Native American shaman. All these claims. And he wrote a book. He put out a book where he claimed it was all scientific, based on science, and that he had a wormhole detector. Yes, Think about that. That he could detect wormholes on the planet. Not just on the planet, but in the area of ghost, like haunted areas, haunted houses and stuff. Which, if that really, I think theoretically, if there was a wormhole that opened, even what they're supposed to be, like very small, very quick, I think it would just rip a major chunk out of the planet, as I understand it. But we did find out there was an issue between us. We hate each other, to put it bluntly, and we were on a radio program together, and I made a comment about asking about his background, where he got his PhD, and his response was, "I can't tell you because the college doesn't want me to tell anyone anymore because they get too many calls." And I might have said something like bullshit. And he said that if you want to know about me, then Google me. And several people took that as a challenge, and we did. And we combined forces, and we Googled the shit out of him, and found out that he did not have a PhD. He was in the service, but less than a year. He was not an officer, which he claimed. He was not special forces, which he claimed. He did not win any of the medals that he claimed. He was not in Vietnam, as he claimed. And he was not a Native American shaman. We contacted all of the tribes that he claimed to be associated with, and they all confirmed that he was not with them. And so, yeah, he basically lied about everything. He lied about all his credentials. So that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. So he was lying about who he was and presenting information that was bad, because if we found out that his book was a lot of copy and paste. He copy and pasted a lot of stuff from Wikipedia. And at the time, because I'm a fan of Wikipedia now, some of it, not all of it, but I'm a fan now because of Susan Gerbic and her team that have worked tirelessly to get things right. But back then, it wasn't as good, and he copy and pasted a lot of shit from there. So plagiarized, just like Zach Baggins. So that's it in a nutshell. There's a lot more detail to the story. If you want, I would suggest, let me see if I can go. Let me see if I can bring this up for you. There is a website that details all of the, let's see, all the details of this. It's called No Blue Falcons. Falcons. Let me see. No Blue Falcons. Hashtag on Twitter. No Blue Truth supported by facts and documents. I think that's it. There it is. So, wait. No. Don't do that. I hate when I want to copy, but I paste instead. So I'm going to put the website in the chat room so you guys can see it. So Carol, make sure that you check it out. Click on the link. Have fun after the show. Don't do it now. But after the show, click on it, take a read, and you'll learn everything you need to know. Go through the entire site. Did you already tell the tree story? There you go. All right. Question from Tiffany. Piggyback on John's question. Could you show the testing of different hunting equipment and the different haunted items? Either or both. So some of the stuff that I have, if I've tested equipment, usually it's on my YouTube channel, which is just my name, Kenny Biddle, or it's in some of the articles that I've done for Skeptical Inquirer. So if you go on skepticalinquirer.org, and I think that's it, right? Yes. And search my name, Kenny Biddle, you'll find all the articles. I do a column called A Closer Look, and there's a few on there from like, I did a what did I do? A static detector. I think the SLS camera. I did an article, a long article on that. Really got into it. I don't know where else. A lot of stuff I put on my blog. I put pictures on my blog. Like I took a REM pod apart. I haven't done a full in-depth article on that yet, but a while back I did put pictures up when I took one apart to show you exactly what was inside. And it was a Junior Thurman circuit, which was something you could buy for $10 at the time, and put together. It took me a half hour to put one together. So a half hour, $10, maybe $15 with shipping. I had a REM pod. as opposed to like the $120 I think they were going for at the time. So, could you show the testing of different equipment, ghost equipment, different haunted items? So the haunted items, yes. If you go to a website, there's another website. Oh, I'm like the link master tonight. I'm going to post a whole bunch of links tonight. So if you want to go to Kenny's Mystery Museum, let me see. Looking for, oh, wait, there it is. Pretty sure that's it. It's coming up. There it is. I'm going to post the link. So this is my website for the Mystery Museum, and it has, I'm going to post it in the chat room now. So when that pops up, you can go there and you can see all the items that I have currently. It gives full descriptions of each item, the stories that I got from the previous owners, and then if I did any testing on it, it's usually like you get the story, and then there's another paragraph at the end that I think is bold and italics, and it tells you what I did. Like if somebody claims that if you had a doll out, like one of these dolls, where is it? Oh, no, I didn't have that one. But like this is one that I haven't put up yet. I think I put the picture up, but I haven't put the background story up yet. But if I have a picture of a doll up there, it tells you exactly what is associated with the haunted doll. And then like if I put it in my bedroom for a while, if I had it out in the office, sometimes like this one I've had on the floor next to the desk or up here, just sitting here for a while, to see what would happen. And so that's the start. So that should keep you busy for a couple hours because there's a lot of stuff on there. There's stuff from, let's see, I have Haunted and Cursed, haunted dolls, paintings, portraits and photography or photographs, Bigfoot and cryptids, UFOs and aliens, rare artifacts, religious artifacts, oddities and novelties. So plenty of stuff to keep you busy. And of course, if anybody has a haunted object they don't want anymore, I'll certainly take it. Did John get back to me on what he was talking about? Did I miss that? I don't know. Let me look. John. No, I don't see it yet. All right. Let's see. Going through so many questions here, comments. You're jealous. John is jealous. John, get back to me. What did you mean about paranormal toys? Because I'm curious. I don't see any answer to that. So, okay. Oh, look. Bob says, I found Kenny on my For You page on TikTok. I'm everywhere. All right. Bob's question. Are you going to give us any clues to why you were briefly growing a beard? No. Can't. Because it's not done yet. So I'll leave that for later. That's still in the works. There was a purpose to that, and I can't reveal it yet because it's still in progress. So you might actually see it come back. Who knows? We'll see. Scheduling is a problem. Moving on. JD Sword. Question, correct me if I'm wrong, but your first YouTube videos were demonstrations of things like the Kinect or talking about orbs or taking apart devices. Have you run out of devices or things to analyze, or do you prefer putting all your mojo in the skeptical help bar? Neither. See, the problem is that I don't have enough time. Time is very rare commodity for me. My work takes me away for about 10 hours in the middle of the day. So it's not first shift. I don't go to work like 6 or 7 in the morning. I go in at noon, and I don't get home until right before like I do this show. And that's 5 days a week. On the weekends, it's usually reserved. If I can, the first priority is to schedule something with my wife to go out and do our adventures because we have our YouTube channel. We're building that together, and it's fun. We get out and meet people. In the morning and at night is when I try to do some of the work, and I put out articles for Skeptical Inquirer. I do that stuff. I do other projects. I have a book that's been in progress for way too long. Some of the side projects that I have where I help other people complete their things or do little research projects for them takes a lot of time. And then the videos that I have, I love doing YouTube videos. I really do. But there's a difference. There's a big difference between doing like a live show. I don't know why I'm so much better. At least I think so in my own head. I'm so much better doing something live when I know I'm talking to people, as opposed to when I know I'm not talking to people and I'm just talking to the camera. I did 2 TikTok videos the other night, and my wife was laughing about this. So I put 2 videos up for the museum. One was an introduction of who I am and what I plan on do. And then the second one was about one haunted item. They're only a minute long each. So 2 minutes. It took me an hour to do that because I kept trying to figure out what I wanted to say, and you're trying to squeeze it into a certain amount of time. And that happens during YouTube videos. When I sit here, I try to script it out, and trying to read a script, once you mess up a word, forget it. You're done. It's over. And I try to do like more on the fly stuff. And then if it's more involved, where I have to get interviews because I don't want to just, talk the whole time. I want to get experts in it. If I have to get that, it takes time to get that. And then setting up shots. Like I did one video I did, a recent one was about haunted dolls and like how they move. How do you get haunted dolls to move? And that took me 2 days. And I think the video was I would say it's like a half hour long, but it took 2 days to film because every time I had a chance or setting up a shot or waiting for the right time, it takes a while. And of course, there's a lot that goes into this show because if I do have questions that came up last week, I want to address them. If there's questions that come up during the show, I'm thinking about who am I going to have on? Like next week, Jason Gowan is going to be on. He's my guest next week. So if I have a guest, I have to take a day or two in order to research what they do, what they've done, make sure I'm familiar with their work and that I can ask questions. So it keeps it going. And I also have a podcast on Saturday nights, The 3 Tortured Souls, which is actually more intense than this because when we pick a topic, it's almost like I'm competing with 2 other really smart people in order to know what I'm talking about. So that it takes a lot of time. So if I didn't have that full-time job in the middle, I could do so much more content. But it's not, it's definitely not that I prefer one to the other. I enjoy doing all of it. I really do. It's just whatever is more pressing at the time. And sometimes, like somebody will reach out and say, hey, I need help with this. And I don't say no because, that's what we do. We help each other. So I'm more than willing to help. But then there's other projects. Like I have a list. I have a whiteboard over here that I can't show you that is filled with notes of projects. Like there's 23 projects. 23? 23 projects that are up on the board that I need to get to. And that's not including the ones on the to-do list Post-it note that's at work in my office. So there you go. That's the answer to your question. All right. Before I go any further, I'm going to play my commercial, and that gives me a chance to refill my drink and pee because we all need a bathroom break. So let me find my commercial, and I will be back in about 2 minutes and 22 seconds because that's how long it is. Be right back. Hey everyone, this is my store based on the theme of science and skepticism. It's here that you can find all kinds of shirts and hoodies, yoga pants, tote bags, the fanny packs I know you guys love, masks and pillows, all with science and skepticism as the theme. I even have hoodies for your pets. That's right, your dog or cat can wear one of these things. I also have a general store that sells more inspirational quotes or, drinking stuff, because I like that kind of thing. I also have a store set up for our Three Tortured Souls podcast, which we do Saturday nights. You can find shirts and Tim Vickers' favorite drinking vessel, the mug. I also have a store tailored a little bit more towards my ghost hunting friends, Paranormal by I Am Kenny Biddle. These are shirts and quotes that are a little bit more on the ghost hunting side, especially this one, Translucent Perished Beings. Ghosts. That's my favorite. So if you're interested, head on over to teespring.com/stores/scientific skepticism by IAKB and check it out. Thanks.
Are you tortured by what you see and hear about the paranormal field? Join us as we critically examine and question paranormal claims, science, ghosts, demons, cryptids, UFOs, ghost hunting technology, and much more are all on the table for discussion. Three Tortured Souls is a video podcast that streams live on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 Pacific. Three Tortured Souls.
Doesn't that make you want to buy like t-shirts and pet hoodies and all kinds of stuff, like fanny packs? Just wait, because I ordered one for myself. I totally did. And I'm going to model it live when it gets here. All right, so let's see. John Michael. I had an argument with Roundtree where I met Mitch Silverstein, where he claimed to have built a device that created micro black holes that open up a dimension to where ghosts are, and that's what orbs are. His device was essentially a vacuum cleaner that kicked up dust. Hilarious. Yeah, he was a trip. He was a very, very bad person, because I don't like. It's one thing to say that you're a scientist, because he claimed to be a scientist. I mean, he claimed to have a PhD in quantum mechanics. So yes, he claimed to be a physicist. He wasn't. It's another thing when you claim to be some kind of war hero, where you had this like distinguished career, military career, where you earned these medals, and you fought in these battles when you didn't. And as we know, that's called stolen valor. And one of the things that we did do was, that was a burp. Sorry. I think another one's coming. It's kind of stuck. Okay. Another thing we did was we filed with the New Jersey District Attorney on stolen valor charges, because they had just upped the laws and the penalties for stolen valor in Jersey. So we filed there. And Jersey got back to us and said that we had too much information and they were sending it to federal court. So it's still there. We haven't heard anything else from it. So I don't know if it's just buried or it got lost. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't matter, because Roundtree moved to Florida and he lives down there now. So, still posting selfies of himself with no shirt on like social media and stuff. Ugh. All right. Anyway, let's get to some questions. I got a new full cup, so I'm good to go. John Kennedy. Speaking of wormholes, have you investigated ley lines? I have not. I've done some research on it. I've done very little. I didn't have to go too far. A friend of mine, Sharon Hill, who is a geologist, um, has gone into that. She has explored that, and ley lines are completely fabricated. They are not a real thing. I know it sounds like they are, and it really sounds like a cool idea, but no, they are not. They're not a real thing. It's like some kind of metaphysical concept, but it is not real. And that's as far as I can really go with that. Let me see if I can find something that Sharon wrote, because I think she wrote something about ley lines. Is it L-E? Yeah, ley lines. L-E-Y. Oh, Sharon Hill, episode 30, episode 72. There we go. So again, Sharon Hill is she's actually a geologist. I mean, she has a background in this. She knows what she's doing. So in this episode, what is it? What is this? Arts Point. Oh, it's a podcast. And I guess she talks about what these are. So I'm going to post this. Wait, should I post this? I don't know. This is somebody else's city archaeology. Oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Spooky. Oh, wait. Spooky geology. I think that's her. Let me see. About contact info. All right, so I'm going to post this one. It's a podcast that you should be able to listen to and then go from there. And I think Spooky Geology is actually Sharon Hill. I think a science-based book look at mysterious phenomenon, tweets. I think that's her. So I'm going to post this link too. And it gets into yeah, I think this is it. Okay. So sorry. This is what happens when I start researching and thinking at the same time. I get quiet and I mumble and I kind of join in like 2 or 3 sentences at the same time. So I posted another link to Spooky Geology, which I believe is Sharon Hill's site, and it goes into her research on ley lines and really gets into it. So that should be fun. That should be fun for your research there. I don't want to go too much into it because I actually don't know, and I don't want to sit here and just read off of I could. Let me see. No, there's a lot here. There's a lot of information here. Way too much. But that's a good start for you to get into that, because Sharon Hill is a scientist. She has the background, so I definitely recommend that. All right, Carol Love. What about you and Dave, Tim, JD, etc. sponsor your own conference and sell stuff with a good ghost hunt? Oh, Carol, you were so fun. You were so much fun, because I know you brought this up before, and I really appreciate it. I think it's a great idea, but it's just not feasible. We are all so busy. I seriously don't have time. Not only have I seen organizers put conferences together, I know some of them personally, and I know how much work is involved. I simply do not have the time to do that. I don't. My days and nights are booked. There are other projects besides the ones I tell you guys about that are going on in the background. So there's stuff in the works that I have planned for like the next coming weeks, and I simply don't have time to put a conference together. Nor would I don't know if it would be interesting. I know you guys, and I appreciate you guys that stay with me every week, that come back and visit and hang out on Friday nights. But I don't know if because it wouldn't be a paranormal conference. It would be more of a skeptical conference about the paranormal. So I don't know if that would be popular or not. But it really goes back to I don't have the time to do it. And Tim is in West Virginia. Dave is in Illinois, I believe. So we're spread out. JD is actually close to me. He's not too far. He's a couple hours drive from me, but we still haven't met. And that's mostly because of the pandemic. So hopefully this year there are a couple conferences that are coming up that I'm hoping that me and JD actually get to meet up and hang out for a little bit, because that would be awesome. But I don't know about actually doing a conference. That's a lot of work, and the vendors. I mean, oh, I can see like the meeting of people like, oh, sorry, so let's have this para celebrity. I'll be like, fuck no, I don't like them. They don't do that. That's not real. They do a shit show. I don't want them there. So we would have no celebrities. We would have vendors selling a bunch of stuff, which would be cool. I would buy a lot of stuff, but I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I really don't think it's for me. But I appreciate you pushing the idea. I know you really want it to happen. Let's see. Let's just cue Kenny. Wait, what's this? John Kennedy. Let's just cue Kenny into tomorrow, so it's just a full show into 3 hours. No. No. No, no, no. I need a break. I didn't eat dinner yet. Remember that. Love this Wikipedia for life. That's right. 10 o'clock. Holy shit. What time is it? Oh, I'm 20 minutes behind. Wow. Skeptical Inquirer is fantastic, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If you see, here's a little Easter egg. If you pick up a copy of Skeptical Inquirer magazine, and if my wife is listening, if you could, I think in my backpack downstairs, you'll find the latest issue of Skeptical Inquirer, and I would love to have that up here if you could. But if you look in the inside cover of Skeptical Inquirer, do I have one here? Do I have one? I have the old versions. I have several old versions. Let me see here. Hold on. Stay with me, people. So when you open up an issue of Skeptical Inquirer, on the inside cover, here, there you go, are all the fellows. It's all the fellows involved that have one of these plaques back here. Which, oh, there's the door. I think I get a special delivery. This would be so cool. Oh. It's coming through. Oh my goodness. It actually came through my desk. That was funny. Thank you, Donna. So what I'm getting at is I'm very proud of this. So if you pick up an issue like this one, this is the latest issue, and you open the inside cover right inside here. Let me see if I can get this right here. And you look right about there, you'll see my name, Kenny Biddle. I think you'll see that. There you go. Because I am now part of every issue of Skeptical Inquirer magazine. I'm very proud of that. I'm very, very proud to be part of the team, because I think there are a lot of good investigators there. I think there are a lot of good, intelligent people that bring a lot of knowledge to people and help dispel the bullshit, really. And I love being a part of it. So, so proud of that. What? Bob says, no, Tortured Soul Conference sounds better. That would be fun. Like, if we could do a 3 Tortured Souls conference, I would love to do it. Maybe if I retire, maybe if I win the lottery. I'll tell you what, Bob and Carol, if I win the lottery and I don't have to work anymore, I will be working, because this will be my job full time. Like, I'll divide my week up into doing videos, live streams, research, articles, all kinds of stuff. And I will put on a conference. I will figure out some way to do it. And Tim and Dave, the 3 of us, will put on a conference. I'll make it happen. All right. Let me keep going here. See if there's any other questions. Again, questions. Let me put the cool little banner I have up. There you go. Look at that shit. It's all fancy. I love it. Don't you? I do. Oh, I'm feeling the buzz now. Let me see. I'm going to have to put my glasses on soon, because I can't see shit. Let's see. Oh man. All right. I think cons are full-time jobs. I got to give respect to people that do it, and I do know quite a few people. Um, Dana does phenomenology. I know Pam and Steve work on the Gettysburg Bash. I know John does the Para Unity conference. Those are the ones off the top of my head, and mostly because those are ones I'm scheduled to go to, so I keep repeating them every week. So I remember them, and I know how much work goes into it. Because you not only have to schedule people to be there, you get all these vendors, you get these celebrities, and I know everyone has heard like the horror stories with some celebrities. I'm sure that happens, not with all of them, but I'm sure it happens with some of them. You have to appease people because people want this. I want that. I don't want to be next to this person because this person sucks and this person I like. You're dealing with all this stuff. So I know I understand how hard it is. I really don't want to do it. I'd probably hire somebody to do it. I don't know. But I do like going to them, and I do like setting up at them. I think it's fun. I think interacting with people is fun. I think both, and I've talked about this before. Where did I talk about this? I think I talked about this last night. I was on a podcast called Crossroads with Jody and Teresa, and we were talking about different conferences, and I was like, this is really cool. Like, I go to both paranormal conferences and science conferences, and they're completely different. It's a different mentality, a different audience, different behavior and attitude. Everything's different, but I like them both. And I think everyone should crisscross. If you're like all into the paranormal and you go to paranormal conferences, you are preaching to the choir. You are getting preached to by the choir. Go to a science conference. And likewise with people that just go to science conferences that have some kind of interest in the paranormal. If you keep going to science conferences, I definitely encourage it because you learn a lot. You learn from people that are professionals in their fields. But go to a paranormal conference. Go to the other way, crisscross, because you get to learn what the other side is doing. You get to get inside their heads to understand where they're coming from, how they're thinking, why they're thinking things. And it's so much better. It's a so much better of an understanding of the other side. And it's valuable data that will benefit you and your approach to debating and or just having a conversation about different topics. So I definitely encourage that. Let's see. If you ever, what's this? If I ever part with my cursed pebbles from Ben Radford, you'll be the first to know. Oh, thank you. So interesting story. I have stones. So from the Bell Witch Cave. That's basically what I have. So I went there, and my wife and I went there. We met our friend Melanie. We actually visited the Bell Witch Cave. We went inside, and while we were inside, the tour guide told us that there is a curse, that if you take any stones from the cave, then bad things will happen to you. And they have all these anecdotes from other people. Apparently, people have taken rocks and they've mailed them back with letters saying that I'm sorry that I took this. Please take it back because bad luck, blah, blah, blah. And I'm returning it so the bad luck will stop. So naturally, I took a handful. Like, I took handfuls and filled my pockets. And I've sent some to Ben, and I actually sent some for Ben to give them out to Celestia Ward and Pascal from Squaring the Strange. And because they're my skeptic friends, and I'm like, here, give them out. You guys now have rocks from the Bell Witch Cave. These are cursed. Let me know if something happens. Nothing has happened. So I think I still have some more. So Coral, here's a special thing just for you. Send me a message. Give me an address. I'll send you a rock from the Bell Witch Cave. Okay? There you go. Special just for you. Don't tell anyone else. Moving on. What's this, John? John says, can you pronounce the H in John so I can tell the difference? Jahan. Is that good? That sounds Jewish. Jahan. 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 No. Energy. That's good. John, you will take your name how I pronounce it no matter what. So don't give me no shit. I know where you live. John Kennedy. Q&A. Wow. The paranormal toys, I meant showing us all the equipment you have to test the claims you come across. Oh, so the stuff that I have. That's how I'm taking this. Meant showing us all the equipment you have to test the claims you come across. Okay. I can actually do that with a video because, let me see. I have like 37 tabs open. Hold on a second. So I have a video on my YouTube channel that goes into this. Or did I do? Yeah, I did a standalone video where I went into my investigation pack. So let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Finding it. Wow, I got a lot of videos. That's not it. That's not it. Do full spectrum. Oh, there it is. Let me see make sure it doesn't play. Oh, look, it plays ads. Wow. All right. So what's in my investigation kit? Here we go. So this video goes into basically that. It goes into all the gadgets that I take normally on my investigations. I do have a man purse, and I'm very proud of it. It's my adventure pack, and it contains a lot of stuff. It contains stuff like rubber gloves, paper bags, baby powder, magnifying glasses, luminol, different stuff like that. And what else? A spirit level, a lot of stuff, because your basic activity and stuff involves like doors closing on their own, windows opening or closing, cold drafts, people going up and down the stairs. And then I also have my camera and my video camera and stuff. And I also have my behind here. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. I have a what I call more or less a forensic photography setup, where it's a grid. It's a big stand. You can actually see part of it right here, where I put items on there. I take pictures of it from overhead. There's a camera actually mounted. Wait, there it is. There's a This camera is mounted on the rig, so I can take good pictures of everything, and that's what I do. Document everything that I do. If I take apart something, I document everything. Whether I have video going, like sometimes I'll have a video sitting up in front of me where I had the webcam on and point it more down so that I'm taking something apart and you can actually see it. It really gets into a lot of stuff. And then depending on the claim, it might call for a specific piece of equipment that I don't have, in which case I order it because Amazon is awesome and it gets here the next day. So yeah, I mean, you start off with that. Start off with that video, and then we'll go from there. If you have any questions that are not answered from that video, let me know. Just send me a message, and we can address it. So there we go. All right. I'm looking through. Oh, Audra. I just contacted someone who has a haunted baseball bat. Would you want it? A story goes with it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me know. Send me a message privately, and then get as much information as possible. I like to know like who the owner is, like what the entire story is, all the events that they claim happen. If they have pictures, even better. If they have video, even better. If they have like something documented, if they have like a journal or diary going, that's great. But whatever they have, that's awesome. I'll take it. And then, yeah, I'll put it as one of my items and then feature it as like one of the items in the museum. Which hopefully one day will have a nice big physical space that people can visit for now, it's actually like going to be in my basement. So sadly, only people that I know and trust will be able to come visit. And that's just because I don't have the money. I don't have the funding to afford some kind of place. I'm working on it. I'm working on something that will help with that, but it's going to be it's going to be a while. So, Oh man, you guys are great. I love the questions tonight. I'm glad you guys are hanging out all night because I need this. It was a really shitty day, and you guys are really like on Friday after a week of working, and I'm sure you guys feel this way too. It's like you finally get to the weekend and you're like, I can finally breathe. I can relax a little bit. But honestly, Friday nights when I get to sit here and talk to you guys and interact, it makes up for the entire shitty week that I have. So I appreciate every one of you that come out and just hang out with me for 2 hours or more. I mean, because I don't have anywhere to go, so we can keep going. But we still got a half hour to go, so let's see what happens. Let's. Oh wait, what's this? Is this for me? You're very good at remaining controversial and not hemming or hawing doing a live show. I honestly don't know what that means. What's hemming or hawing mean? I don't know what that means. What does the baseball bat do? I mean, can you give us a hint? Maybe you did. Hold on, let me look. John, no, it doesn't hit people in the head. It's wooden, but survived 2 fires, totally undamaged. And the name of it is Fireball. Printed on the side and everything. Holy shit, that's awesome. That story alone right there. It survived 2 fires and it's named Fireball. I'm impressed right there. Like, that's awesome. I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. So I hope if we get this, if this actually works out and it becomes part of the museum, I'll have it up. I'll show you guys, we'll share it. I'll share the story with you guys and, you'll get to see it virtually. I'll hold it in front of you. And then, that'd be so cool. I love that kind of stuff. I'm always on the lookout, I'm always on the lookout because when we used to be able to do it, flea markets, yard sales, always combing it. And I actually need a shirt. I need to come out. Maybe we should do a contest. I need a shirt saying, I need something that I can put on a t-shirt that basically projects the idea that, hey, I'm looking for haunted objects and talk to me, something like that, where, because, flea markets, people are like, oh, you're looking for this? Oh, this is haunted. I'm definitely going to question them, but I need something like that kind of promotes that and gets that out there because I love that kind of stuff. I love that shit. There's a portrait that I have downstairs that's hanging up in the basement now. And I think I've talked about it before, but I got it at a flea market and the guy went from, I think he wanted like $20 for it. It's been a while since I read the story, but I think he wanted $20 at first. And I think I got him all the way down to $2 because he wanted to get rid of it because he swore that the woman in the portrait would come out of the painting and walk around. So I got it for $2 and it's been hanging up. And sometimes like late at night, like 2 a.m, I go down there and just stare at it. I'm like, come on out. Like I'm hoping for the whole Ring thing, like the Ring movie thing to happen where it just steps out of the painting. That would be so fucking cool, at least for the first couple seconds. And then I'd freak out because I think she's going to kill me. But yeah, that would be really cool. Let's see. Chat is the peanut gallery tonight. I don't know what that means. Is that good or bad? I hope it's good. I see a lot of conversation going on. 10, 11. Wow, I'm so far behind. I am so far behind. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Let me just concentrate on the questions here. Donna's screaming. I don't know what she's screaming about. Let's see. David says, I found this while searching Google Earth. Thoughts? I don't know what this is. And I can't. Unfortunately, I can't look at the link and go from there. So I'll have to wait till after the show, and then maybe I'll get back to you on it. So, oh, I got special. I got my producer coming into the show.
So far behind.
So far behind.
You're messing up.
She's yelling at. What am I messing up?
You're not getting the comments with why when they're saying them.
Well, that's because I'm so far behind. Let's see. All right, I'm rushing ahead. Oh, it jumped ahead again. I'm looking for cues. Oh, wait, there's one. Carol says, how many articles have you done so far? Okay, so on. See, it's let's see. Skeptical Help Bar. I know I've done at least 30 because that's how many invoices I've sent out. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I actually have about 40 or 45 articles on Skeptical Inquirer. And that goes across the column that I have, plus the newsletter that they used to have. I did a few things for them, and I've done special reports. So I think the number is closer to like 45, 45 or 50, depending on what you consider, articles. But that's just on Skeptical Inquirer. I've done a lot of blog posts, which are kind of like articles, but they're blog posts. So take it, how you want. I've also done a couple of articles for the Adventures in Poor Taste website. I think I've done 3 or 4 for them. So it's getting there. Let's see. All right. Keep going. I need to do a conference. We need a conference. I know we need a conference. You guys should come out to the conferences that are scheduled. Let's see. Oh, there's links I posted. Wow, I am so far behind. I'm catching up. Wait, 10:38. I'm catching up. I'm getting there. Oh, wait, 10:42. Oh, that's only 2 minutes ago. J.D. Sword says, Kenny Biddle or Donna Biddle, if you ever find an antique coffin or casket for sale, let me know. I walked away from one before, and I have a lovely Victorian casket stand that would be a good fit. So, depending on how much you want to spend, we do know that there are 2, I think. Yeah,
I just wrote that in there.
Okay, at the Dark Parlor. Donna put the name of it in there. Dark Parlor, which you suggested that we go visit. So I know there are, and actually the ones that are there are really, really cool. And that's actually really, that's a fun term because it actually applies to what they are. Because there were coffins where they would display the body, and there was this metal tray that went. So you open the coffin, the regular door would open, and this tray would go on top of the body, and there was a hole like this that you could see the face, but there was a tray all down, probably down to almost the groin area, and they would fill it with ice, and it would keep the body cold and preserved while people were viewing it. The door would be closed to the casket, and you wouldn't see this big metal tray, but it was there. And if you go to the Dark Parlor, which is in, where's it at? Mount Joy, PA. York, PA. Yeah. York, Pennsylvania. If you go there and check it out, the store is open. You can go visit. It's beautiful.
Check out K and D Adventures YouTube video.
Oh wow, that mic isn't on.
That's
funny. Oh, I wish you could see it. Donna's like trying to talk into the second mic, and it's not on.
Asshole.
No, it is. So, wow.
No.
That's the love I get. I'm turning your mic off. All right. So, no. All right. I'll put you on, but be good. Be good. No, I don't think you're coming up.
It's not on.
Talk again.
Be good.
No. I don't
That's
think
all right.
you're coming up.
Show.
I don't know. Oh,
I'll
you're
just
not.
talk loud.
Wait. Now try.
Be good.
Can you guys hear her? I don't know. Let me know.
Hear me?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't either.
All right. So
Okay, what we were saying was check out K&D Adventures for the Dark Parlor in York, PA. Please subscribe.
That's a voice of a ghost. Do you hear that? Okay. So, yeah, I think that should answer your question. Otherwise, I have not come across an antique casket. That's the only ones I've actually seen. So I don't know any others. If I do, though, I'll definitely call you. And I can, I'll send you pictures and stuff like that. But I don't know how much they were. There were 2 of them there. I know there were 2. That's it.
There's one upstairs with the guy in it.
Oh yeah, there was one. There was a casket upstairs. I don't think the casket was for sale, but the skeleton, it was found like in someone's attic, which is pretty fucked up. But yeah. All right. So let's see. Going down. I think I've caught up with the questions. I have. JD says, Donna, I am not a responsible spender. That's good. That's good. You shouldn't be. Don't worry about it.
I have the money here too. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Kenny's not good either.
All right. So all right, good. All right, I'm going to get into some of the announcements that I have because we're down to about 19 minutes or 18 minutes to go. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat room. I will stay longer. I don't have to stop at 11 o'clock if it's good conversation. But let's see. Oh, my phone's upside down because I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm just a little buzzed.
You're buzzed because you didn't eat.
Yeah, I didn't eat dinner, and I'm drinking a strong drink that you made.
Is my mic on?
Your mic is on, yes.
Good. Okay.
So people can hear you. What is this? Wait. John Kennedy says, I still think she needs a dedicated show mic. She does. Are you? Yeah, you're decent.
Then I don't want to be on camera. I'm here.
She's on camera.
Hi,
there
guys.
she is. She has her own microphone.
I just don't have a chair.
So yeah, I have to give her a space where she can actually sit down. We need a bigger office. So there we go. All right. So things I have coming up. And wait, we got a question. Carol Love. So every Friday you come home, don't eat, start drinking. No, it's not every Friday night. Most times, normal times, I come home. I get home about between like 7:30 and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, which means I have an hour, at least an hour, where I can unwind, and that's what I do. I sit down. I literally come in, and my wife is wonderful. She usually has some kind of dinner made for me, and I can sit down, watch a little TV. You know, I watch something like we watch stupid TV, which is something that's just funny or, you know, silly, and it takes my mind off things. I can unwind. I sit and talk to her for a little bit, and then maybe like 20 minutes to 9 o'clock, I come up here and I start preparing. I made sure I have my notes if I have any, and then, you know, I sit here like for 5 minutes at least. I'm sitting here going, okay, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Because I'm always nervous. Because I want to do a good show for you guys. And, you know, I want to do a good show. That's all. So I get nervous. Usually I eat dinner. So tonight was just bad because work it went over. And I don't want to get into what I do for a living, but it's important and it saves lives. So when something's broken, I have to fix it. And I almost had to cancel tonight's show because I had to make sure stuff was working right. So there, but I made it. So like I said, in the beginning of the show, I literally like ran into the house, came right upstairs, peed, and then sat in the chair, started the show. So it's usually not like that. Tanya. Hey, Tanya. How you doing? So her question is, what is in the box to your left? This one? This is a mini bar, which is also known as a Dybbuk box. And I did go into this earlier in the show, but there's a donut. But it's got all the original glassware that came with it. It's what Zach Baggins would call a Dybbuk box, but it's not. It's a mini bar. Damn, shh. It's a mini bar. So, we went into that. If you go back after the show is done, if you go back and look, probably about a half hour ago, I go into the whole history of this because John Michael asked a question about Dybbuk boxes, and we talked about that. So, but yeah, Dybbuk box is a hoax, but this was actually pretty cool, so I wanted one. Let's see. So right. Oh, thank you, John. You always do a good show, Kenny. Seriously, bud. I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, you guys make the week worth it. So when I come back and when I sit here and I do the show and I see you guys staying with me all night long, it's so awesome. I love it. Coral says you always kick ass on your shows, so stay nervous.
Yes.
It's working. You gotta.
You're giving him a big head.
What? Shut up.
It just gets bigger and bigger.
I will turn your mic off. I appreciate it. I really do. And you know what? It's good to be nervous. It really is. Because if you're not nervous, then you're overconfident. Then it's like those people that are like, oh, I have this. It doesn't matter what I say. They're going to fucking like me. You can't ever be like that. I'd rather be nervous every night and just come in here and make it, because that makes sure I do a good job. Because I want to do a good job for you. Because if I don't, you guys don't, you don't come out. All right. Let's see. At least Kenny doesn't have a head in it, although that would be cool. Oh, in the box? Ooh. No.
He needs his rum. I don't think he'll replace the rum with a head.
Yeah. That's what John's like, haha, Donna, you're killing me. That's my resident ghost. All right. So some of it, let's see. All right. We're down to 13 minutes. Yeah. So some of the things that I have coming up, which are looking good because Pennsylvania has recently rolled back the restrictions and it looks like everything is improving, which is good because people are getting vaccinated. And like I'm good. I'm totally vaccinated for the original virus. Donna's scheduled for hers, and we're doing good. This is really, really, I love it. And people, I'm seeing more pictures of people posting their card, which is great. I love seeing that. It really, really makes me happy because now we're getting closer to all of us being able to get together again. I miss that. I miss you people. I miss everyone getting together. So some of the things that I have coming up are going to happen because most importantly, Pennsylvania has rolled it back so that indoor events can be at 75% capacity. That's really big. Because when we started planning these conferences, when they came up and people were scheduling them, we were still at 15%, which considering the vendors alone, that took up the bulk of that 15%. So you really couldn't have anyone in there. You couldn't have too many people coming around, or not that I sell anything. I don't. But you couldn't have people attending. Now, yeah, Donna has stuff to sell. Really cool stuff. You should check it out. That's going to get me points later. Anyway, so let's see. What do I have? Coming up, first and foremost, let's see. I need my glasses because I can't see. All these little words come together. Shut up, Donna. April 15th, I will be a guest on Full Spectrum Radio. It's a podcast that actually goes on to radio stations. So check that out. I'm not sure the link yet, but I'll get it to you. And then the big conference that's coming up is Phenomenology. That's the first one, June 3rd to 5th. I will be in Gettysburg for that. I'll be there. I'll have a booth up. I'll have my the big physical skeptical help booth will be set up. Hey, Tim Vickers. How you doing? So that'll be set up. And as always, you can come up to the booth. You can ask questions. It's exactly what the show is. The only difference is that I have Lucy's can, because when you watch the Peanut cartoons, she has that can for donations. I'll have donations for the Cancer Research Institute. So any donation is okay. I don't care. Whatever you have, put it in the can. That money goes to the Cancer Research Institute. So I'll be at that conference the entire weekend. So come on out, visit, wear your mask because that's important. And then next, after that, let's see, what do we have? We have August 20th, 21st, 22nd is the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, which is also a good conference because it benefits Pennsylvania wounded warriors and kids with cancer. So I have a booth set up there, and I think both. Donna has a booth set up. She's going to set up there too. Excuse me. She'll be set up. She'll have Lucky Tiki Creations, so you can see all kinds of really cool gifts. But I'll also have my Skeptical Health booth set up, again, with donations to the Cancer Research Institute. So please come out. Every little bit helps. And then, let me see. I'm keep going here. September 25th is the Para-Unity Conference in Woodbridge, New Jersey. And I'm not setting up there, but I'll be attending. So that means I'll be walking around annoying the shit out of ghost hunters. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. I will be, but it's all good because most of them are friends of mine. I know a lot of the people that attend that conference, that set up at that conference, so it'll be fun. So definitely come check it out. That's all I have for now. And again, if you're watching this either live or on the repeat, and you're an organizer of a conference that's coming up or an event, and you would consider having a skeptical guy like me come around or participate, please let me know. Send me a message, reach out to me, and we'll talk, because I do like helping out. I do like helping out when I can. I think I bring a little bit of, I don't know, mojo. I don't know what I don't know what I bring. I bring something to conferences. I love panel discussions because if you want drama, I bring drama. Fuck yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. You can have a paranormal panel discussion and it's like all the ghost hunters like, yes, yes, yes. And then you have this asshole on the end going, no.
And I can tell you why.
Oh my God. She's filmed it and it's been fun. Oh my God. And yes, John Michael, I do bring the sex appeal. That's right. No. I bring the rum. That's right, Greg. I bring the rum.
Audra put in that she talked to the guy with the baseball bat and he's willing to give it up.
Oh, really?
She's going to send you more information.
Awesome. That's great. And I mean that's I'm so excited. I'm so excited to learn that story. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so cool. All right, so I don't think anyone has any more questions. Especially when he gets the fanny pack. Wait, it's coming, dude. It's coming. You know what? Because I was ordering, I have this Teespring shop, and you saw the commercial, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there, and I'm going through it, and Donna wanted a new sweatshirt or hoodie for our K&D Adventures. So I ordered her one, and I'm looking at the stuff like,
said I need a fanny pack.
What else do we have?
Too.
I think I actually got the fanny pack from K&D Adventures. I don't think I have it for me.
K&D Adventures, so because I didn't want to carry a purse anymore.
Right.
I just want a fanny pack.
Yeah. So we have, I'm looking at it, I'm like, all right, I think I have a face mask coming. So I have like the full, not just a little mask, but it's the face mask that goes around your neck too. I have that. And then I was like, oh yeah, the fanny pack. We got it. We got to do it. We got to do it because people will love that. So that's coming. That should be here soon, like any day. So I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say by the next show, maybe, because it's in transit.
Is it? I thought they said the end of the month.
I was tracking it because we got the hoodie and I ordered it at the same time. Okay. So I think by next show it'll be here. So
we'll have to do a reveal.
I might start the show and actually do like a little runway kind of thing, or maybe Donna will do it.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah, maybe she'll do it in the back.
Do a runway down the hallway,
like a ghost,
in our house.
Like a ghost at the Hoover house.
I'll strut the hallway.
Oh my God! If you didn't see that, check out last week's episode of 3 Tortured Souls, because I was doing it from the Hoover house,
Oh, yeah.
And there was a ghost that walked behind me several times. Really, really funny. All right, so with that, let's see. We're pretty much there. We're there. Oh, cool. So with that, I'm going to say thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for spending your Friday night with me. I appreciate it. Thank you for keeping the bar open and entertaining, because you guys make this happen. Honestly, you guys with your questions, with your participation, keep this happen. When I don't have a guest, open mic night, it's you. You guys are the guest. So there would be no show without you.
We have to link the Teespring account.
We're going to link the Teespring account so that you can see it. Oh, yeah, because we want that. Okay, let me pull that up real quick. And I'm going to try and talk. I'm getting pretty buzzed right now, so it's feeling good.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Good. Oh, John Kennedy did it. Awesome, John. I'm going to have to hire you when I win the lottery.
He beat you to it. That's because he just made a purchase.
That's good. Good. I hope you get a good product. Awesome. So with that said, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We're almost out of this pandemic. We are almost there.
Yeah.
It really is. I know it's been hard. I know some people don't agree with a lot of the restrictions that happened, but it worked. That's the important thing. It worked. And it's coming down. So soon we're going to be hanging out. And I really hope to meet every one of you, because you guys have been so great. And it's just, I love meeting people in person. It's just fun to hang out and just say, oh my God, that's you? That's cool. Let's do something together. Let's hang out. Let's do this. So if you're available in I don't know, the dates that I said for Phenomenology or the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, or even Para-Unity in September, come on out. Find me. I'll have a booth. Find me and hang out for a bit. Introduce yourself. Come sit behind the table with me and just chat. It'll be fun and worth it for me. So again, I'm going to end this. I'm going to set up my video so I can click this and act really cool, like I know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So have a safe weekend. Be safe. Help each other out. Have fun. And remember, never stop learning. See you next week.